there with me. Oh my God. Ah, blinding. There we go. Is that better? Let me know. Oh, that's much better on my eyes. Let me know down in the comment section, guys. What do you think of this light? It's fine right now. Sometimes it's blinding. It looks good on my end, but then I upload the video and it looks completely different. So please let me know down in the comments. What do you think? Is this too bright, too dark? I'll give you what you want. Just let me know. Brighter, darker, glow in the dark? What do you want? Anyway, happy Friday. Nika here with your daily neuro nugget. So we made it to the end of the week. I can't wait to I'm really going to rest tomorrow. Pamper myself, maybe with a yummy treat, maybe with a face mask. I love massages. There's nothing better than a really good massage when you've been working lots and lots. And maybe some essential oils. I love some of the that aromatherapy stuff. I also love face masks and like hair masks, all the girly stuff that you guys probably don't want to hear about, but I'm pretty excited for tomorrow, and I don't have to set an alarm. Ooh, that's the best. If allowed, this is kind of embarrassing. If allowed, there are some days that I have slept like 12, 13 hours in a row. Like, not often, but if my body and my mind are just that exhausted, I will. And I have done that. It's insane sometimes how tired your body and your mind can be, and you can push through. But at the end of the day, it's like, wow, my body must have needed 13, 14 hours of sleep and like, I don't know, 6 pounds of food. And then you just feel better and you're ready to do it all over again. So remember, guys, if you're working, going to school, taking care of your family, your loved ones, I know the stress of it. Make sure to always take time for yourself. Do something you love. Maybe it's reading a book and whatever it is. Let me know down in the comments. How do you like to recover? I love nature and pampering myself with girly stuff. So we need to talk about Gabrielle Vargas, because I actually had a dream about her last night and I'm like, yeah, okay, I need to talk about this woman. First of all, she's kind of like a badass. If you don't know who she is, you need to look her up. And she is this cool looking lady with like pink hair, tattoos, piercings, and she solved so many cold cases. One that was 34 years old, I believe, for Roxanne. So I think it's amazing. It just really warms my heart to know that there are other people who give a damn about other people. Because sometimes when we get too caught up in this kind of crime thing or the news, it can be kind of a downer, right? Because it makes you have a skewed perception sometimes of how the world is. And people like her just remind me there's good people out there. So I am a big fan of protecting people like that because they want to do good for the community, and often they're willing to stand up for what's right, no matter who is around, no matter who is trying to put them down. And I get the vibe that Gabrielle Vargas is one of those people. So she was hired by the defense team by Bryan Kohberger. And when those legal documents came out saying that Bryan has reached out to her, I'm like, all right. So if I was BK and I knew I was guilty, I would definitely not reach out to Gabrielle Vargas. Okay, she is one of the top DNA people in the country. Some people have even said she's one of the top DNA people in the world. So if BK knows that he's guilty, yeah. Why would you reach out to somebody who's amazing at their job? Are you asking to get caught? I don't think so. But let me tell you, if I knew I was innocent, That's how I would shout my innocence. Because a lot of people are saying, well, why isn't BK shouting from the rooftop? Because if I was innocent, I would be shouting from the rooftop. Excuse me? Do you have like a microphone or something to be shouting from a small cell where you're incarcerated by yourself? Well, he could have said he was not guilty. If I was Bryan and I knew I was innocent, I wouldn't be wasting my time playing silly games saying I'm not guilty. I would probably be doing the same and standing silent if I knew I was innocent. I'm not playing into your games. You know damn well I am innocent. I'm not saying he is, by the way. I'm just saying if I was, I would probably would have stood silent and hired Gabrielle Vargas, one of the top here. She knows her stuff, solved a bunch of cold cases. That's who I want on my team, if I'm innocent. I watched the interview of Vargas. She gets very shifty. She gets very uncomfortable at some point of the interview when she's in the courtroom. And she starts getting shifty when she is being asked about legal loopholes within DNA databases. They're asking her, well, how does LE get this stuff sometimes? Oh, there are some loopholes around about ways to get this information. Remember, guys, when you donate, when you send in your own DNA, your own spit, hair, whatever, to these DNA databases, for example, when I know of 23andMe, when you do this, you are signing a legal contract with these companies. Some of these companies give you an opt-in option, meaning you can opt in to share your DNA profile with research or with LE, meaning they'll have access to your information for whatever reason, and they can use it at whatever time they please. If you opt out, that information should not be available to LE or to research. So, it is my opinion, what I am taking away from Vargas's statements is that LE has and continues to get this DNA in a sort of illegal manner. That's what it sounds like to me. You let me know. What do you think? Because if I'm telling a company, do not share my DNA information, do not share my personal information, and then LE does this whole loophole thing, or the FBI does this whole loophole thing where they can just access everything, that is a violation of our rights. And I am not okay with that. Does this mean potential lawsuits for companies that are doing this, that are sharing this information? Or are they legally protected loopholes? Because noticing how uncomfortable Vargas got, it makes me wonder, maybe has there been any cases where she's been pressured to solve these top-notch cases by acquiring information using these loopholes? She just looked very, very uncomfortable. And it makes me wonder, is that why the FBI was going over to her house right after her testimony? Why are you going to question these witnesses, FBI? If I were Vargas, I would say, why are you harassing me? I already gave you my information when I was over there in the courtroom. Do not come to my house. Stop harassing me because I gave my statement. to me, says a lot about this case. Even if she had doubts after her testimony, even if she had questions after her testimony, or she had conversations on the phone or texting maybe colleagues or coworkers about whatever potential doubts of, or whatever her testimony was, there is no reason that FBI should be showing up to her house after she's given her testimony. Because if I were in her shoes, I would feel threatened. Would you? Or do you think that's a normal interaction? We see the blonde FBI lady that, does not work the field giving her interviews. They ask her, is this protocol? She says, no, it's not protocol, but I mean, it could be done. And again, more puzzle pieces that continue to not fit. Why does it seem that there's so much happening in this case that's outside of protocol? Including the FBI showing up to this key witness's home right after her testimony. That is so sketchy. And that alone could instill fear in somebody like Vargas. I'm not saying it did, but I know most people would be afraid. You just gave a statement potentially exposing the corruptness of LE and these sketchy sounding loopholes, sounding more illegal than sketchy, in my opinion. And then right after, FBI is at your freaking door, wanting to ask you more questions. I would get all the cameras around my perimeter if I were Vargas, because if I were in her shoes, I would want to keep track of who's coming in and out of my house, why are they coming, and I am glad that she reported that to the defense team. And I think she only reported that because she seems to me like a very tough cookie. She seems like she's here to do the right thing. She seems like she's here to help people. She's here to stand up for justice. I think if it would have been any other person besides Vargas, maybe they would have cowered inside their home. Maybe they would have said, yeah, maybe I'm going to retract my testimony. Maybe I don't want to say that because the FBI just potentially threatened me in an indirect way by showing up at my house asking for further clarification. Why is there so much FBI involvement in this case? Do you think that that could be considered tampering or harassing with key witnesses? How would you feel if you were top of the top in your field? You give your expert testimony and you show up to your house and look who's there, waiting to question you again. Do you think that would be intimidating? I would think that would be intimidating. I would say, why are you guys here? Are you trying to intimidate me? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get me to change my testimony? There's a lot of weird stuff happening. Of course, like I told you guys, I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. We are all speculating here. We are all theorizing here. We're all trying to put our noggins together and come up with something that is making more sense. But when I think about being Bryan, if Bryan knows that he is guilty, let's assume he is guilty, do you think you would go out of your way to hire a top DNA expert. I know what I would do if I were guilty. I know what I wouldn't do. No Vargas, not for me. But if I'm innocent, send her. And 10 more of her, because I need her to back me. Because I know her research, I know her history, I know she's best of the best in the country, maybe in the world. I need people like her to protect me if I'm innocent. It just gets your mind spinning. It gets my mind spinning. And I always tell you guys, I do like this stuff. It's interesting. It's also puzzling. It's strange. Has the FBI been corrupt before? I'm not saying the FBI was corrupt in this case. Don't twist my words, because I know a lot of you are sensitive and you didn't listen to the trigger warning and you're still here lingering. What do you think about this FBI thing? Why so many of them? I have my own theories, and maybe I'll share some of them with you, maybe soon-ish. I'm gonna go. All right. Enough breathing. I really should get going to work. It's just one of those days I just don't want to go back. I just want to put a face mask on, watch a funny movie or a Christmas movie, and what is that? Oh yeah, I got a marker thingy, I think. And maybe eat some popcorn. That's all I want to do. I don't want to go back to work. All right, just one more shift, and then we can sleep in. I got this. If you hate this video, click hate. That's the thumbs down. If you love this video, thumbs up. And today should be a slow night, so send me a comment. I want to see you guys. I want to talk to you guys. I'll probably be able to respond. So you guys have a good night. Take care. Get some rest. See you soon.